Hi, my name is Tex, and in this video I'm going to review how I use the best spinner to actually spin my articles. I have a methodology that I use. It's not my own. I learned it from others, but I thought I'd pass it along. It works extremely well. And and for those of you that don't know, the best spinner is an article spin writer, obviously, and I think probably its really unique capability that's different than any I've ever used before is the actual thesaurus is an online database that's being added to by thousands and thousands of other the best spinner users. And most of those users obviously are in internet marketing and whatnot, so you end up getting some very on-target words that you can use. So definitely is a great tool. And I'm going to go through the process that I do. The basic methodology that I use is that I take the raw document. I've got two-sentence document right now, and I spin the sentences first into separate sentences, and then I come back and I spin the sentences, individual words and phrases in the sentences I spin. So that's kind of the methodology. I go from the bigger grouping down to the smaller grouping. And if you were going to spin paragraphs, which the best spinner can do also, then you would want to do, paragraph 1 multiple times, paragraph 2 multiple times, paragraph 3 multiple times. Then you'd go back and you do sentence 1 of paragraph 1 multiple times, etc. So you get the idea. And then finally you'd revisit it one last time where you'd go ahead and you'd spin the individual phrases and words. I'm going to show you sentence spinning. I've been doing this for a while now. For the projects that I do, I typically want to be able to create a couple hundred unique articles, blog posts, whatever it is that I'm doing. And I found that the sentence spinning has been more than adequate to provide unique content based on copyscapes analysis, as well as very human readable content doing it this particular way. So that's kind of the goal of this whole process. So the very first thing I do is I actually spread out my sentences. So I already did it with this one. So the sentence 1 is on line, and then I have a double space, and then sentence 2. And that's just so that as I start doing multiple levels of spins, it's easier to see where I am, and then I can get rid of the extra carriage returns when I'm getting ready to actually do the spun articles. But the first thing I want to do is I want to go into the settings area, and I want to make sure that I've got sentence selection mode on instead of word by word. And what that's going to do is when I select, it's going to automatically drop it down. So in this case, I'm going to go in here now. If I was tabbing, but this is the first one, then it would tab and bring up the entire sentence in this mode down here. So when I'm working in sentence mode, or if I'm working with a phrase longer than about 3 or 4 words, then it drops down into this box. And notice I can also have a blank. So instead of, when I'm spinning this, I could not use that first sentence at all. It would rotate through as one of the options. When I'm actually rewriting sentences, the first thing I do is I kind of look at the structure of the sentence. The best spinner is by far the most efficient article spinning software I've personally experienced. And so the first time I rewrite the sentence, I often just flip-flop the organization. So I might come down here and say, I have personally used a lot of different article spinning software solutions. I can type and find the best spinner to be by far the most efficient. So I've said almost identically the same thing, but basically I started from the back and worked to the front versus what the first sentence was, and then I just hit enter. So now I've got 2 separate sentences, and you can see them up here. It's already put all the brackets and all the other stuff in there. So I've got 2 sentences. Typically what I do is I generally add 3 sentences to the existing first sentence. So the second time around, okay, I want the same concept again. The best spinner is by far the most efficient article spinner. Okay, so I've personal experience, and then I have personally used a lot of. Okay, so I want to come up with something else. Having used a lot of different article spinners, I find the best spinner to the most efficient. Okay, and you get the idea, so I'm not going to actually do the third one here because doing this in front of the camera is always a little bit exciting as far as getting things done quickly. And then basically what you're going to do is just hit Tab and go to the next sentence. And it's going to mark the next sentence for you. Now it's color-coded up here, and I have mine set up so that the first sentence is always in that kind of orange-red color, not orange, but kind of a brown-red color. So now I've got my second sentence. It has all the necessary functionality to allow you to efficiently spin paragraphs, sentences, phrases, and words with ease. Spinning sentences. I'll go here to spinning paragraphs, sentences, and word/phrases is extremely easy based on all of the best spinner capabilities. So again, I've flipped it around a little bit, and that's all I'm going to do there so we can get the idea. So okay, now I've got two totally different sentences for that one. I've got three for the other one. You get the idea. So what I want to do now is I've gone through and actually spun the sentences, but I still want to go in now. Once I've done that, then I want to go in and I want to actually spin the individual words. And typically what you do then is you see it, you identify the synonyms that are available. So I'm telling it to identify all synonyms. I could do all, good, best, whatever, but I'm just going to do all and identify the synonyms. And it's actually loading through, and it's coming up with the items that it has synonyms for. So the best spinner, because lots of people have written articles about it, looks like it has some alternatives here. So if I mark that, you can see what it is. But given that in this case it's a product name, I'm not actually going to change that. But it shows here is by far the most. I can just change it to the most, quite possibly the most, just about the most. So it makes it real easy at this point to go in and make changes. Now I do want to make a setting here, so I'm not working with sentences anymore because I'm doing the words. Not that that's going to change a whole lot. But I could also look at individual words within the phrase, quite possibly, quite probably, and doing that phrase is probably a little awkward, but quite might be interesting, or the most. Let's see what most looks like. And so I'm going to do efficient. Usually when I do a phrase, I don't do effective, productive, useful, proficient, powerful, article spinning. Let's see what options we have for article spinning. I haven't actually. Article rewriting. And of course we can do it that way. Content rewriting. And then software program, software package, software system. I have, let's see what options I have for I have. That's good enough. Personally experienced. Let's see what ideas it's got there. Let's see what personally by itself. Experience. Let's see what we got there that look like I personally encountered. So you just keep going through it. Personally, I have individually. Okay, you get the general idea. So I just keep going through and picking the ones that are going to work best, and I'm just trying to get as much of the content spun as possible. Use lots of, many different, loads of, a great deal of, different, various, diverse, And varied article spinning software solutions. And we've done that before, software solutions. Software products. Okay, so you're getting the idea basically. So I went through, got the sentences first, I go back through and I get the actual words. Once I got the sentences, actually I normally save it, but I just wanted to give you a quick look. So, but this is how you do it. You go sentence first, do the sentences, go back, do the words, do a save in between that, so you've got your spun sentences without any words changed. So you can always go back to that if you want to, and that's how I spin my articles using the Best Spinner. Have fun, guys.